You got Harden for Garland. Interesting enough, I thought the Clippers was at a point where they turned the corner. They started playing well. Really became the hottest team in the NBA. And what's crazy is Kawhi Leonard, the Claw, started looking like the Claw. I mean, he has become like, I mean, and I want to say in the last 17 to 20 games, probably the best player in the league. But then Harden said, because, he want to give them opportunity to rebuild and grow. No, you were there to win. What's your take on that Harden Garland trade, and who's getting the better of that deal?
Well, I'm glad Kawhi sat out so long enough that they gave him a new knee. That's how he balling. He sat out so long. He said, "I ain't coming back until I get a new knee."
Is
So
that what happened?
they pumped something into his knee where he rocking now. But I think Harden saw the writings on the wall and he initiated that trade. He wanted to get up out of there. They was playing good though. Uh, but I think that was a good trade for them though, for both teams.
I'm trying to figure out though, and because I think it's two aspects of that. One, there's been talks that Harden um, he wanted a different contract
Yep, which
because
they wasn't gonna give him.
which they weren't gonna give him because just of age and the money that he wanted. But I'm trying to figure out from the Cleveland side of this. You were right there last year, had the best record in the league all of last year. You just ran into a team that outplayed you. So
Yeah. Th-
why would you dismantle that team? And do you think they got better? Like, what aspect will Harden add to a team that essentially is right there? Like, I
Yeah.
don't think they were missing. I mean, that team is so well equipped. What does Harden add to them?
Man, he could run the point, G. He could take when they want to double team you know, Spider, he can get him off the ball and he's a willing passer. He can find the bigs. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think they lose anything there by getting Harden. I think they gain something, with a high IQ volume score as well as a willing passer. Garland, I think they just felt like, man, what have you done for us lately? What the hell is wrong with your toe? Why your toe ain't healed up yet, man? Like, damn.
Well, let me ask you this: with Harden in Cleveland right now, is this an all in for this year? And if it doesn't work, do they blow this thing up? Because you got to remember, they got to keep. I think one of the things that they're looking at is we got to figure out how to keep Spider here because this is it for him. They
Yep,
got to re up with him.
yep.
Will he stay? It will because if it doesn't work out, will he stay? Or is this a situation where they're saying, listen, maybe we can keep Donovan. We can bring in Harden. And next year, possibly, maybe, LeBron comes home to finish out his career.
Hey, hey, I like that. But my thing is, I think Cleveland is gonna base it on how far they go in the playoffs this year.
Trying to figure out, man, can Harden, did they get better from last year? That's just the only thing. Because I feel like Garland is an all-star caliber player when
Yep,
healthy.
yep.
And I think this is,
Starting PG in the league for real.
yeah, yeah. Because when he suits up for the Clips, he will start. I mean, and I mean, he could score. I mean, it's not like scoring was his issue. That's why I'm getting confused at. I don't know if it was the scoring. I'm just trying to figure out, is there something that we're missing in this that we're not seeing that made this trade necessary? Because you got to remember how it came out. They were playing. Harden decided not to play, and we get during the trade deadline, the day before the trade, Harden comes out and say, I want to be traded. What did we miss? Because we hadn't heard anything prior to that. What are we
I,
missing in this?
I think it's always some rumblings in the front office and the GM and players. I think that's always going to be kept in house. Really with the really teeth in the bolts and the nuts of it. Uh, but I think on the surface, what we got was just like what everybody else. Are we gonna put this out? Just say this. You know what I'm saying? Just make the moves. You know, shit. We saw what they did with Chris Paul, right? So
Which I'm
I
still
think,
surprised by that Chris Paul
yeah,
hasn't landed
still,
on another team. Even though he's been traded to Utah,
yeah,
they say he doesn't have to report, but he's not released. I I'm like, if y'all don't want him, release the man.
release the man. Yeah, I think they'll release him, but I think you know, they just it was something else in that too. Like you said, we don't know about it, but it was something else behind the scenes that was moving, and they gonna keep that in house to themselves or whatever. But it had to be something else.
Absolutely, absolutely.